Paul and I have been working together for a long time now, and it's always fun to trawl through the archives and listen to some of our older material from time to time, just to remind ourselves of what we've come from.
It's also exceptionally useful to look back when we want some time off and we need something quick and easy to pull out of a drawer and play instead of actually doing any real work.
Exactly, and tonight we've pulled out a doozy from the Paul and Spike vault. Back in the early days of Radio 6 International, Paul and I had a weekly sitcom where we played two young, free and single chaps who'd been thrown together through various circumstances.
Precious few of those old shows exist. A great number were lost in a raging fire not long after the insurance on the building that held them was renewed, and some weren't recorded at all during the transmission, and for other editions, the tape was reused either to archive another more popular program or to make fun streamers for air vents. Now, there have even been persistent rumors through the years that the show never existed in the first place. That, of course, isn't true, and luckily this episode survives. It's the Christmas special from our second season. Now, by this point, we had ditched the freeform improvisational jazz theme tune, which at times could run as long as 15 minutes, and following sweeping content restrictions by radio's regulatory body the year prior to making it, the language had been toned down significantly from where it was in the controversial first season.
Now, we did see an increase in incidental characters in Season 2, including Hackworth, the part-time butler, who would only spend half of every hour on the clock because it was too expensive to employ him for the full hour, and who would avoid ever doing any work by pretending he'd just put his back out.
Yeah, and then there was the wacky neighbor Jack Flares from downstairs, who was always borrowing things from us and never returning them.
Yep, and of course, our evil and tenacious landlord, Horatio G. Giz the Red, whose frequent yelling of, "Have you got last month's rent yet?" through the door became a national catchphrase for a time.
Yeah, interestingly, a quarter-inch reel-to-reel tape containing 3 episodes of his spin-off sitcom titled Have You Got Last Month's Rent Yet? Was discovered recently, propping up a shaky table leg in Japan.
But rather sadly, no episodes of Jack Flair's spin-off show, I'll Bring It Right Back, are known to exist, which is a great shame because its pioneering use of both the Mellotron and the Moog keyboards for incidental music was a great inspiration for a lot of musicians that grew up listening to it on the radio as kids.
Now, this particular episode of our early sitcom is a classic. It's never been heard since its original transmission, mostly due to a ferocious and contentious 20-year lawsuit, the subject of which we're not even allowed to disclose as part of the out-of-court settlement. Although we are allowed to present the show to you completely unedited, we're not allowed to specify exactly where that particular part is in the episode. Furthermore, we've been advised by our lawyers to make it very clear that none of the allegations are true, and that everyone associated with the show is very sorry indeed. So pour yourself some mulled wine, grab a mince pie and or some figgy pudding, whatever that is, and enjoy this slice of Paul and Spike radio history with our compliments of the season.
The International Radio 6 Broadcasting System, in association with Smooth Wild Grown's Zlanker's Mountain Grown Coffee and Tea Party Soap Flakes, presents Mr. Paul Higginbotham and Mr. Spike Nesmith in The Gay Bachelors. Yes, folks, it's Christmas Eve, but the boys are ill-prepared. Paul is trying to put the Christmas tree up, but Spike is nowhere to be found. At last, where have you been?
Sorry, I was delayed at that birthday party at the home of Farmer Gray.
How was it?
Oh, it was the perfect ending of a perfect day.
Well, while you've been jitterbugging the night away, I've been struggling to get this Christmas tree up.
Oh, so you've branched out into horticulture now, have you?
Oh boy, you really went out on a limb for that joke. Why don't you just leave it be?
fine, I will. Why do you need to keep needling me about this?
Because you're a sap.
All right, I give up. I'm crying trunkle. You're running rings around me. Do you want some help decorating the tree or not?
Well, yes, grab that box of decorations and get busy. I'll go make us some smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee. Yes, you can't beat that smooth taste of wild-grown coffee beans straight from the mountain. Whenever I need a pick-me-up after a long day, I always choose smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee beans to make a piping hot cup of smooth coffee.
What is it that makes smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee taste so good, Paul?
Well, it's the beans, Spike. They grow slowly on the mountains of Brazil, watered naturally with the pure, clean, fresh water that has streamed over those same mountains since before the dawn of time. Then the beans are cultivated by hand and flown straight to the heart of America the very same day, where the coffee is lovingly ground and packaged by machines and distributed to corner stores all over the country. That's what makes the smooth taste of wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee the best coffee money can buy.
And their price hasn't changed for over 3 years.
That's right. Only Zlanker's has the price guarantee. That means the price you paid for Zlanker's 3 years ago is the same you pay for it today, tomorrow, and the next day. And it's great value at just $1.20 per can.
That's great value for some great coffee.
Yes, it is. You know, if they ever stopped making smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee, I don't know what I'd do. Kill myself, probably.
Zowie, you must really love that smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee, Paul.
That I do, old chum, that I do.
Well, this tree's shaping up nicely. Helps to make the spirits bright.
Whoa, how many candy canes are you putting on it?
Not that many. I mean, I've already eaten 12 of them, so that leaves 50?
50 candy canes? Good Lord, I'm going to go into a diabetic coma just looking at it.
You're going to need a shot of tinselin.
Good grief.
Oh, who's that at the door?
I sure hope it's not the landlord. We're late on the December rent.
He can't throw us out. Not at Christmas.
He sure can, because we're also late on the rent for November.
Oh, he's not that heartless, surely. It's still only 2 months.
No, you don't understand. We're late on the rent for November and December of last year.
Uh-oh. Pretend we're out. I'll turn off the lights and close the blinds.
It's no good. He will have heard us by now. Turn on the radio. He'll think we've gone out and left it on.
Oh, he's not going to like that.
Why not?
Because we're late for the electricity bill, too.
Say, have you got last month's rent yet?
It's him. Switch the radio on, quick. I think he's gone. Turn it off.
Phew, that was close.
I'll get it. Hello? Yes, this is the Paul and Spike residence. Oh, you will, eh? Oh, you have, eh? Oh, it is? I see. Yes, we have. No, that's not right. Where? What was that? Yes, I've got a pen. Okay, eggs, yes. Okay, West Germany. Hand soap, yes, I'm writing. 58.7, yes. And the Benny Goodman Orchestra. Yes, I've got all that. Time? Oh, it's 7:30. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Who was that?
Wrong number.
I tell you what, dial bet they feel silly now.
They probably feel like a real phony.
They'd be happy to exchange positions with anyone else in the world.
What a waste of time that was. He's really done a number on the evening.
All right. Hang it up. I need to get back to decorating. Hand me that string of lights, will you?
Where are you going to put them?
You've already smothered the tree in ornaments and tinsel and streamers. There's no room for lights.
There's a bulb patch round the back. I'm going to start there and string them round the outside of the whole thing.
How illuminating. Don't you think that once you add them, the tree will be a little bulbous?
Oh, very funny, bright spark. Go fetch the step ladder so we can get to the top and put the angel on once we're done with the lights. I'll just climb back here and get the lights on. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, time to turn them on. Well, would you look at that? Absolutely nothing. Isn't that just typical? One bulb is out and the whole string won't work. This is going to take until Boxing Day to figure out which light has blown.
Why didn't you test them before you put it on the tree?
Oh, quit flapping your jaws and help me out here. Right, I've got the spare. I'm going to go down the line one by one and replace each bulb. You stand in front and tell me if the lights come on.
All right. Start there at the beginning.
All right. Is that one it?
Nope.
How about this one?
Nothing.
This one?
Nope.
This one then?
Still nothing.
Well then, it has to be this one.
Nope, still off.
Oh, you know what's going to happen, don't you? I'm going to get to the end of the string and it's going to be the very last one. Well, I'm smarter than that. I'm going to test the last one next.
Aha, good thinking.
Right, there we go. Did that do it?
Nope. Hey, I've got an idea.
I don't have time for harebrained ideas. This tree needs to be twinkling. There, is that it on now?
No, still off. Listen, I think I know how to fix it.
Well, you stop with the ideas. It's a simple task. We'll get to the right one eventually. Is that one it?
No. Look, I really know how to fix it faster.
It's not going to get fixed any faster than this. Come on, I'm not even halfway in yet. Is this one it?
Nope. Say, wouldn't it be better if you just...
Oh, confound it if I what? If I left it for you to do? If I called an electrician? No way, Joes. I'm not going to be beaten by a string of lights. By hook or by crook, this tree is going to twinkle tonight, or I'm a monkey's uncle.
Well, you better take this banana then.
A banana? Why?
Because you're not going to get those lights to do anything until you plug them into the wall.
Oh.
Whose turn is it to put the angel on the top of the tree?
I don't know. Who did it last year?
Was it you?
I don't know. I think it was you.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hackworth, the part-time butler. Is it that time already?
No, sir, I'm early.
Hackworth, do you remember who put the angel on the tree last year?
If I remember correctly, it was me.
You?
Yes. You couldn't remember whose turn it was, and after a wasted evening of head-scratching, arguments, coin-tossing, fistfights, tic-tac-toe tournaments, rock-paper-scissors battles, games of Monopoly, some twisted version of Clue that involved you smashing plates over each other's heads, charades, thumb wars, tiddlywinks, garbage pail basketball, 20 questions, 30 questions, 100 questions, pin the tail on the donkey, pin the head on the donkey, pin the glasses on Truman, and ultimately Russian roulette. I put it on there to be peacemaker.
Oh, yes, I remember now. Didn't you supposedly put your back out doing it and you couldn't do any work for 3 weeks?
That's correct, sir.
Yes, and you disappeared to Hawaii to recuperate.
Correct.
Well, why don't you do it again this year?
I would dearly like to, sir, but alas, I have managed to put my back out carrying your laundry from downstairs. If you don't mind, I shall need to take the next 3 weeks off.
Well, I suppose we don't have much choice.
If you need me, I'll be recuperating in the Bahamas.
Well, that doesn't solve our problem, does it?
I tell you what, I'd hate to have a carbon copy of last year. Why don't you do it, old pal?
Really?
Yes. It's Christmas after all, the time of goodwill to all men. The time of the year to put aside petty differences and be kind to our fellow men. A time to build bridges, to come together in the spirit of the season and find common ground. Life is too short to fight over the small, insignificant disagreements that we find every day. 'Tis the season and all that. So yes, old chum, you should do it.
Oh, you're only saying that because I broke your jaw last year.
Exactly, and I don't want to spend Christmas in jail again, so get it on there.
All right, here we go. Oh, I forgot how heavy this thing is. What in the world is it made of?
It's solid gold with lead wings and an osmium wand.
Good grief. Have they never heard of Bakelite? Geez, mix in a formaldehyde resin.
Hey, don't knock the angel. She's a priceless family heirloom. It's been passed down from generation to generation for generations.
Hey, I thought you said you found it at a flea market.
Well, I didn't say it was my family.
And priceless?
It didn't have a price tag on it.
Well, if this thing is solid gold, we should sell it. Maybe it would pay for all the rent we owe. Here, help me lift it up. There, finally. Oh, it's leaning to the left.
I'll nudge it back.
And now it's leaning to the right.
Well, push it over towards me.
Now it's way back over to the left.
We just need to get it balanced, that's all.
Balanced? Are you kidding? This tree is about as balanced as the Fox News reel.
And it's leaning to the right, too.
A bit more. Just a bit more. Almost there. Perfect.
There, that should do it. I told you, it just needs to be balanced correctly. Now the weight of the angel will keep it centered.
Are you sure about that?
Of course I am. It looks pretty steady to... Wait a minute, what's that noise?
What noise?
That creaking noise.
I don't hear it.
It's falling forward!
Well, that's a fine how do you do.
Well, you make a start on this mess and I'll go fetch the laundry that Hackworth brought up.
Oh, this is going to take forever. There's ornaments all over the floor.
The room might be a mess, but wow, this laundry, it's so clean. These whites are so white.
That's because Hackworth the butler uses Tea Party soap flakes to do the boys' laundry. Yes, there's nothing like Tea Party soap flakes to make your whites white, bright, and dazzling. When your neighbors complain about getting headaches because the laundry hanging on your line is reflecting the sun into their eyes like a prism, they'll know what soap flakes you use. Tea Party soap flakes, available now at your neighborhood store. Just look for the bright white Klansman on the box.
I'll get it.
Hello, 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 hello.
Oh, great. It's Jack Flares, the man downstairs.
And I'm here to wish you both a very, very Merry Christmas indeed.
No, you're not.
Well, now, what do you mean?
You never come up here to see us unless you want to borrow something. And when you do borrow something, we never get it back.
Well, now, that's simply not true. In fact, I'm here not only to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas indeed, I'm actually here to return something of yours.
What?
Yes, sir, I'm returning something I've borrowed.
Can it be true? Jack Flares, the man from downstairs, the habitual borrower, is actually bringing something back? Is this a Christmas miracle that's come a day early?
Heavens of mercy, there's no need to lay it on so thick now. I happened to borrow something of yours in January. You happen to remember what it was? Oh, come on now, Mr. Higginbotham, you simply must remember. You had that frightfully nice party for New Year's, and I borrowed something for you when I left after midnight.
You've borrowed so much from us through the year, I can't remember.
Oh, Oh, my stars, you must remember, it was right after the chime of 12. We just toasted our champagnes and martinis, locked arms, and sung Auld Lang Syne and bid each other a Happy New Year, and I asked to borrow something from you as I was leaving to go back downstairs to my own fair apartment. Well, sir, I brought it back to you as a festive gesture of goodwill. Here you go.
Oh, thanks. This year's calendar.
Now, don't say I never return anything, see?
Say, before you go, I forgot to mail out the Christmas cards. Here's yours.
A Christmas card for me? How very, very thoughtful. Say now here, let's just read this beautifully written inscription. To Jack, the blessings of the season be upon you, love from Paul and Spike. Well, now, that's simply delightful. Thank you from the very, very bottom of my heart. Say now, speaking of Christmas cards, you don't happen to have a spare card that I could borrow now, do you? It's just that the stalls are all closed, and I find myself in dire need of one for an old friend of mine.
Sure. I think we have one card left that we didn't use. There you go.
That sure is sporting of you, Mr. Higginbotham. You're the salt of the earth and a real, real pal. Say now, that there pen in your top pocket, you wouldn't mind if I borrowed it now, would you?
No, I suppose not.
You're a real hot soak in a tub, Mr. Higginbotham, and no mistake. You sure are a dandy when it comes to helping out a friend indeed. Say now, could you turn around?
Turn around?
Yes, sir, and bend over slightly.
Turn around and bend over?
I merely wish to utilize your firm spine temporarily.
Oh, okay. How's this?
A little more now. I'm not the man of your elevated stature. There we go. Thanks, old pal. Now, to Mr. Higginbotham and Mr. Nesmith, a real couple of good old pals who always help a man when he most needs it. A very, very Merry Christmas to you. Love, Jack Flair. Say there, Mr. Higginbotham, you wouldn't happen to have the corresponding envelope for this here Christmas card now, would you?
Yes, here it is.
Well, now, that sure is some major league friendship, even if I do say so myself. Well, that's the laundry put away. Oh, hello, Jack. Season's greetings, Mr. Nesmith. Here you go. I got you a Christmas card. That's very kind of you, Jack. I didn't think you'd remember. A very, very Merry Christmas to the both of you now. Goodbye. Well, that was nice. You know, we give Jack a hard time for borrowing things, but he's really a nice sort. A little strange, sure, but you know, at this time of year, it does us well to forgive other people's trespasses. He didn't have to give us that card. He didn't have to come down here and wish us a very Merry Christmas, but you know, there's something in the air on Christmas Eve, something that brings out the best in people. And I think that Jack was so filled with the joy of the season and the magic of Christmas that he made a special trip downstairs to give us his best and wish us well. Maybe we've got old Jack figured out wrong. Maybe we should start to be more welcoming towards him, a little nicer to him. Maybe the magic of Christmas was strong enough to bring him up here to wish us the best. It's strong enough to make me forgive and forget that he's taken so much of our stuff over the years. Yes, this is the dawning of a new day. Starting right here, right now, filled with the magic of the season, I'm gonna start...
That sneaky little pipsqueak stole my watch. Come back here, you.
So did you get your watch back?
Yes, and I cleaned his clock for taking it in the first place.
Oh boy, did you put your hands on him?
You bet I did. There's no second chances with me.
You know, you're gonna get arrested for doing that, you know.
He'll never be able to face me again.
Well, maybe he'll think twice about taking something that's ours.
Of course he will.
Well, hopefully that's the last time we'll see him for a while.
He's really pathetic.
Now you're talking.
I suppose we'd better get this tree picked up and all the ornaments put back on. Why did you have to put so much stuff on there?
Well, what's the point of having a Christmas tree if you're not going to decorate it?
There's a big difference between decorating a tree and doing what you did to it.
There's nothing wrong with what I did to it.
Are you kidding? There are fewer decorations at a veterans parade. Just because we have all those decorations doesn't mean we have to put every single one of them on the tree at the same time. It looks too crowded. You couldn't even see the green. Let's just pick only the ones we like and put them on.
Well, fine, let's do it together. We'll start with the ornaments.
All right, there's Santa. Let's put him near the top.
All right. How about baby Jesus?
So we can put him right there in the middle.
Okay. And this one of J. Edgar Hoover?
He goes near the bottom.
Here, hang this up on the wall.
What in the world is this?
That, my friend, is something very dear and near to my heart. It's a picture of the Nativity that I painted in school when I was just 6 years old.
Oh, it's a picture. I thought it was a placemat you'd spilled your Chinese food on.
Watch it. This is a classic depiction of the birth of Jesus.
Oh, wait, I think I see it now. Is that a cow?
You're holding it upside down.
Oh, wow. That big arch, is that supposed to be the stable?
Yes, exactly, you see? And all the yellow lines are the straw on the roof.
Ah, so what's this brown blob in the middle? Is that supposed to be a donkey?
A donkey? A donkey? How dare you? That's the baby Jesus.
That is the baby Jesus? Look at it. It looks like a floating Snickers bar.
It's the manger. Jesus is in the manger.
Why is it floating?
It's not floating. Look, there's the legs of the manger underneath.
Oh, yes, I see it now. I thought those lines were the legs of the giraffe behind it.
Giraffe?
That yellow thing behind the manger. Isn't that a giraffe?
That's a wise man, you fool.
Oh, he's got an awfully long neck.
He's holding his gift of gold aloft so that baby Jesus can see it. Look here. Look, baby Jesus is in the manger, but he's too small to get up and have a look for himself, and the manger walls are too high, so the wise man is lifting the gold up above his head so he can see it. That's why he's wise. If he just turned up and said, "Here's your present, little Jesus," and thrown it under the Christmas tree, Jesus wouldn't have been able to see it.
So where are the other wise men?
Well, there's one at the side, beside the sheep. He has the gift of a mirror under his arm.
A mirror?
Yep, and there's the last wise man on the other side. He's pointing to his present because it's too big to lift up.
Why is it green? And what's that around its neck?
Bolts!
Bolts? What do bolts have to do with the nativity?
Oh, for goodness sakes, were you not paying attention in school when they taught this?
I think the Scottish education system must have had a different way of teaching it. So explain what you think is the story of the three wise men, and we'll see if it's different from mine.
All right. These three wise men come from Hafar to visit the baby Jesus.
Hafar?
Yes, Hafar was a town in Israel, probably. They came from Hafar to visit the baby Jesus, and they brought presents because it was Christmas, obviously.
Oh, right. They brought presents.
Yes, you don't go to someone's house and not bring a present at Christmas, and it would have been bad taste to bring a bottle of wine because Jesus was just a baby. So there's this guy.
The giraffe.
No, it's not a giraffe, I told you. He brought gold, and he's holding it above his head. He's saying, "Look, baby Jesus, I bringeth the gift of gold, because you can't drink wine yet." Then this guy, he brought a mirror, and he's saying, "Baby Jesus, I bringeth you the gift of a mirror, so that you might look at yourself and make sure you don't have spinach on your teeth when you go for a job interview."
And this other one, pointing to the green thing with the bolts?
That's the third wise man. He brought Frankenstein as his gift.
Frankenstein? Give me strength.
Yes, so they brought him so he could do menial tasks, probably. Cleaning up the stable, that sort of thing. "Baby Jesus, I bringeth you the gift of Frankenstein," for some reason. That's what he's saying. And that's the classic story of Jesus in the Nativity. The three wise men saw an advert in the Star about Jesus being born, and they came all the way from Huffar to bring their Christmas gifts to him: gold, Frankenstein, and a mirror.
I worry for your country. I really do.
I'll leave it out. I was only a kid when I drew it.
You were? It says here, drawed by Spike Nesmith, aged 23 and 5/7 on the back.
Will you give me that back?
No, I'm still looking at it. I still have questions. What's that silver thing up at the top?
It's an airplane.
An airplane? They didn't have airplanes in those days. The Nativity was almost 2,000 years ago.
They did so too. For goodness sakes, you have to pick up a Bible once in a while. That is clearly Pontius the Pilate. You can't have a pilot without an airplane.
And this thing? What is this, a sword with a face on it?
Judas Excalibur.
Why is this teddy bear's face all screwed up?
That's Gladdy the cross-eyed bear. Can I have my picture back now, please?
Wait a minute, I'm not finished examining it yet. So you have the manger and the animals and the three wise men. Where are Mary and Joseph in this little scene?
Well, the three wise men are there to watch the baby so that Mary and Joseph could drive out to the store to buy diapers and formula.
Did they now?
Yes, you see, they'd gotten so busy what with looking for a hotel room that night and having the baby, they didn't have time to get the essentials.
Wow. Well, you can put that up in your own room. We don't need it up where everyone else can see it. They'll think we threw a pizza at the wall.
Charming.
Oh, come on. Let's get the rest of the decorations picked up.
Good, I'll do the lights.
Plug them in this time.
Okay, here goes. Ow! Ow! Ah! Ah! Right, that's them plugged in there.
Should it be smoking like that?
I don't know. Wrap the plug in tinsel. That should stop the smoke.
All right, smart guy. Hand it over.
Hand what over?
Well, the angel, of course. Where's the angel?
I don't know. Don't you have her?
No, I don't have her. You hid her so that you could put her on the top of the tree when I wasn't looking, didn't you?
I did not.
Yes, you did. All that garbage about Christmas and forgiveness, that was just so you could have your turn a year early. Hand her over. It's my turn.
Well, technically, it's my turn, since technically you did it last time.
How about I technically bust you in the technical chops, Bub?
I don't have her, and even if I did, she's so heavy I could barely lift her up off the floor by myself, let alone get her to the top of the tree.
So where is she?
I don't know. Check under the couch. Maybe she rolled away under there.
Nope, nothing under here. Nothing more than usual, at least. Some crackers, some loose change, crumbs, dust bunnies, a Japanese soldier that doesn't know the war's over.
Well, she can't have gotten far. It's only a small apartment.
Are you kidding? You saw that tree fall over. She might have been thrown halfway across town. Look out of the window. Maybe she fell out.
I hope not. Something that heavy falling down 3 stories? It could be fatal.
You got that right. There might be a hole on Main Street the size of a Buick.
Nothing outside.
Well, where could she be then? This is a mystery. That's right, officer. A missing persons report. Well, she's female, very small. She has on a gold dress, yellow hair. She's holding a wand. What's that? How old? How long have we had her, Spike?
I don't know. 5 years?
She's at least 5 years old, probably more. No, I don't know exactly. No, she's not my daughter. What are you talking about? Look, I need you to send the task force around. Officers, detectives, the whole lot. She can't have gotten far. She's only small. I think between all of us we can find her quickly. When did she go missing? Well, about 3 hours ago. She fell from the top of the tree and we can't find her anywhere. No, I'm inside our apartment. Yes, a tree. A Christmas tree. My friend and I both lifted her up and sat her on top of the Christmas tree, and the whole thing fell over on top of her. No, I haven't been drinking. How dare you? Child Protective Services for a Christmas tree angel? Have you gone mad? What? Yes, a Christmas tree angel. Look, officer, I pay my taxes just like everyone else, and I'd like to get my money's worth, please. Now, are you going to send a squad around here to help me look for her or not? Well, thank you. What a liberty. Wasting police time indeed. And I've never heard such language from an officer of the law.
You obviously haven't been arrested on the west side of town.
Okay, so we're going to have to do this ourselves since we're not going to get any help from the Keystone Cops. Let's go over this again.
Again? Do we have to?
Yes, angels don't just disappear by themselves. There has to be a logical explanation as to where she's gone. So we're going to retrace our steps again and see if we remember something we'd forgotten. We each took an end and moved her over to the tree. You had the head end and I had the feet. We lifted her up. You were on that side of the tree and I was on this side. You pushed it to me. I pushed it to you, then you pushed it to me again, and I pushed it back to you, then you pushed it back to me.
Hey, you're starting to sound like radio play-by-play for an air hockey game. Come on, give it up. It's been 3 hours. The angel will turn up eventually.
No, we have to find her. It doesn't make any sense that she just disappeared like that. What are you doing anyway?
I'm using my initiative, skill, and artistic vision to create a new angel for the top of the tree.
Well, if it's anything like the skill and artistic vision you used to make that nativity picture, I can't wait to see what you've come up with.
There, see, that's much better. Positive thinking. I've just got to attach the wings and she's ready for her close-up.
Great. I'm ready for my throw-up.
And here she is. Pum, ba-da-pum-pum-pum-pum!
Well, my, goodness gracious me. Heavens to Betsy. Well, I never. Would you take a look at that?
What do you think?
What can I'm speechless.
There, you see? Better than the old one, right? More modern, contemporary, cutting edge.
I don't know. Those weren't quite the adjectives I was thinking of using.
Yeah, you're quite right. Not quite strong enough to describe the wonders of this masterpiece. It's a whole new angel, built completely from the ground up, cleverly using things we had lying around the house and constructed using intricate skill. Just you wait and see. They'll put this in a museum someday.
As a paperweight, maybe.
Look at it. It's amazing. A miracle of modern engineering. A thing of beauty. A testament to man's artistic vision and scope. Built in record time and ingeniously utilizing waste materials that were just lying around doing nothing. Just you wait and see. There'll be one in every home by next Christmas. People the world over will be making these angels and I'll be a millionaire. I'll be sure to name check you when they name me the most important man of the year. I can see the headlines now. The man who saved Christmas. Recycling genius. He maketh with what use throweth away. This is probably the 20th century's most important artistic creation.
Well, let's not go overboard. It's just a toilet paper tube with a golf ball on top.
What? How dare you? It's much more than that.
All right. A toilet paper tube with a golf ball on top with a face drawn on it. At least I think it's a face. It might be an Arabic letter.
It is a face, thank you very much. You try drawing on golf balls. Those little dents make it near impossible to get a straight line. What about the wings? Look at the craftsmanship that went into the wings. Look at the detail in them.
That's not detail, that's newsprint. All you've done is stapled a page from the TV guide to the back.
You just don't understand art, that's all. They laughed at all the masterpieces, you know. Claude Monet, they laughed at him. Vincent Van George, they laughed at him. Michael David Angelo, all of them got laughed at because people refused to appreciate their genius. You're just a Philistine, that's all.
I'm not a Philistine. I just think you could have spent the last 3 hours helping me look instead of doing childish arts and crafts.
Childish arts and crafts, indeed. This is high-level artistic craftsmanship. Anyway, at least I've been doing something. You've just been moping around the apartment for 3 hours, lifting up cushions.
I've been looking for the angel. Honestly, for something that's supposed to be a priceless family heirloom, you'd think you'd be more interested in finding it.
You know what I think?
What?
I think someone not a million miles away might have something to do with it.
Who's that?
Well, who usually ends up with all of our stuff?
Aha! Of course. Jack flares from downstairs.
Will Paul and Spike find the angel? Will the thief be brought to justice? Will the angel turn up before the Christmas party? Find out on the next episode of Paul and Spike. You've been listening to Paul and Spike, performed and transcribed in Holyrood for the International Radio 6 Broadcasting System. Stay tuned for the news, followed by the Midget and Giant Variety Hour on many of these same stations. I'm your announcer, Blitz Hinckley Flagberjob, wishing you a very good night.
A Radio 6 production from the USA. Copyright 2010.
International Radio 6 Broadcasting System, in association with Smooth Wild Grown Zlanker's Mountain Grown Coffee and Tea Party Soap Flakes, presents Paul and Spike. When we left Paul and Spike last time, the priceless solid gold angel had gone missing from their Christmas tree. Despite Spike making a new angel from household items, the search continues.
I think someone not a million miles away might have something to do with it.
Who's that?
Well, who usually ends up with all of our stuff?
Aha! Of course. Jack flares from downstairs.
I must say, it sure is swell to see you two fine fellas again this fine evening. I sure am glad we could all get together this Christmas Eve to toast the season.
Well, we're glad to see you too, Jack.
Mr. Higginbotham, the pleasure is unfailingly always mine, and I really, really mean that. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And Mr. Nesmith, the day is always brightened when you and I cross paths.
Jack, it's good to have you here.
And likewise, it's good to be here in your fine and beautifully appointed apartment to celebrate the Yuletide with my friends. Say now, fellas.
Yes, Jack.
Is it absolutely positively necessary that I stay tied to this here chair?
Yes, Jack.
And there's absolutely positively no way that either gentleman could convince the other, or perhaps himself, to untie me for a spell?
No, Jack.
No, I thought not, but you know how it goes. If you don't ask, you don't get, and the squeaky wheel gets the grease, etc.
All right, Jack, you know why we're here.
I sure don't now, young fella. I'm as much in the dark as a hibernating chipmunk at midnight, see?
Start talking. Where is she?
Now, who is she?
Don't play games with me, you thieving pipsqueak. Why, I ought to bust you right in the kisser, and then I'll slip you my left for a convincer. So you'd better start singing like a canary, or you'll find yourself in a world of hurt.
Wait a minute, Paul. Hold off. Let me try. I know how to talk to him. He understands me. Jack. Jackie boy. Jack, my son. Jack, the light of my life and my pride and joy. I have to tell you, I'm very disappointed. And if your mother were here today, do you know what she would say? She would say, Jack, we're very disappointed. When the stork brought you, I shed a tear. Did you know that? I said to your mother, darling, this boy is going to change the world. And she said to me, sweetie, I do believe you're right. And then...
Wait. Stop a minute. Come over here.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm following the plan. I'm doing exactly what you told me to do.
No, you're not. What's this Jackie, my son, my boy nonsense?
Nonsense? This is all your idea. You said to me on the way to his apartment, we grab him, we tie him to a chair, and we give him the old good cop, dad cop routine.
Not dad cop, bad cop.
Oh, right.
Say now there, young fellas, that's an unnatural amount of whispering going on over there. Is there any chance I could be let into the party?
All right, Jack, don't worry. You just tell us what we want to know, and we'll loosen the ropes, and you can go back downstairs and enjoy the rest of your Christmas Eve.
Sure, I'd be glad to tell you everything you need to know, Mr. Higginbotham.
Come here, you. Where is she, eh? What have you done with her? Give her right back now, you thieving little outcast.
Oh, there now, get off me. Oh, hardly sporting when a fellow can't fight back now, is it?
Oh, get off him. That's not helping.
I've got an idea. I'll be the bad cop, and you can interrogate him using that Pinocchio costume you wore at Halloween.
Pinocchio costume?
Yeah, good cop, bad cop.
That's not going to work.
I've got it. You adopt an aggressive line of questioning, and I'll belch and pick my nose.
Huh?
Rude cop, bad cop.
Will you knock it off?
Say now, is there a chance that at some point in the evening any one of you fine fellows could see fit to explaining why I've been tied to this here chair and exactly who it is you appear to think I've had some hand in abducting?
Stay out of this.
How about misunderstood cop, glad cop?
Oh, enough of that. There's only one way to get to the bottom of this. We're going to have to go look for ourselves.
You mean go down to his apartment?
Exactly.
And find what, if you don't mind me asking?
You know exactly what. Don't act the giddy goat with us.
I must say now, I'm terribly, terribly sorry, but I surely don't know. If you gentlemen think you're going to gain unlawful entry to my apartment and look for your Christmas presents, you're going to be terrifically disappointed, don't you know? Quite simply because I haven't yet found the time to visit the department store to purchase them.
We're not looking for presents. We're looking for the angel.
An angel, eh? Well, it is that time of the year, after all. Say now, did you think about looking to the right of the altar of incense?
Oh, very funny. The angel from our Christmas tree. It fell off when the tree collapsed, and now we can't find it.
And, naturally, since almost everything we own manages to find its way into your hands, it makes sense to start the investigation there.
Come on, we have a Christmas angel to find.
Wow, look at this place. It's packed.
Yeah, it's packed with all of our stuff. Look, remember that book you loaned him last year?
The expurgated version of Olson's Standard Book of British Birds? I wondered where that had gotten to.
It's down here. And look, my Cincinnati Reds shirt.
This is like Christmas.
It is Christmas.
Yeah, but it's like Christmas.
But it is Christmas.
No, I don't mean that. I mean with all this stuff down here that's ours and that we're taking back, it's like Christmas.
It is Christmas.
No, what I'm saying is... Never mind.
Oh, hey, my Denver Broncos coffee cup. And there's my Sherlock Holmes hat.
And look, your copy of the illustrated complete works of Shakespeare for dummies.
That was yours.
Yeah.
Here she is, look, the angel.
Just lying there in the middle of the floor.
He didn't do a very good job of hiding her, did he?
Yeah, you'd think he would have stuffed it in a closet or a drawer or something, or wrapped it in newspaper and put it inside a shoebox like I would. I mean, like how I assume someone sneaky would probably do if they were sneaky.
We need to take her upstairs and confront him with the evidence.
All right. I'll take one end and you take the other.
Right. Lift from the knees. 1, 2, 3. Up.
Good Lord. She doesn't get any lighter, does she?
I must say, welcome back now, young fellas. I trust you had trouble locating the missing item in my apartment and that an apology will be forthcoming.
We did find her, and she was right in the middle of your living room.
You know, if you're going to steal a priceless family heirloom, You should hide it better.
Well, now, that sure is a beautiful ornament. Where in the world did you fellas pick that little trinket up?
Oh, we're getting the dumb act again, eh? We got it in your apartment, of course. You should know you're the one who stole it.
I sure did not steal your fine angel, young fellas. Although, if you find that you're not going to need her for this festive season, I'd sure like to borrow her.
Oh, no, you don't. Now stop talking and start talking. How did you abduct her?
Abduct? You think I took it from you? Well, as much as I respect you, Mr. Higginbotham, I can't help but notice that all the evidence points to your having the wrong man.
Evidence, huh? Yes, let's look at the evidence. Exhibit A, your apartment, filled to the brim with personal property you borrowed from us throughout the years. Exhibit B, the priceless family heirloom, vis-a-vis this angel that mysteriously disappeared from our apartment and magically appeared in your apartment 3 hours later.
Well, now, perhaps she flew down.
Are you kidding? That thing weighs a ton.
Exhibit C, you were at our apartment earlier this very evening, almost exactly at the time the angel disappeared. Sounds very suspicious to me. I put it to you, Jack Flares, that it was you who stole the priceless family heirloom.
Well, I must admit, when you put it that way, it does look somewhat suspicious.
We've had significant pain and suffering as a result of this theft, you know. We looked for that angel for ages.
What do you mean, we?
And I spent 3 hours making this.
Oh, no, please, not that. Whatever that is, please, just put it away. I'll admit to anything, really, I will. Just please put that thing down. I'll confess to whatever you want me to confess to.
Whoa, hold on. What's that about?
Well, that thing there, that exotic instrument of torture, please. Whatever in the wide world that horrific thing is, please don't hurt me with it.
Instrument of torture? What are you talking about?
That thing in his hand. It's horrible.
That's not an instrument of torture. That's the angel I made as a replacement.
Oh, really? That's what it is? I thought it was some horrible, terrible device that was going to inflict unbearable pain on me. An angel? Really?
Everyone's a critic.
Don't change the subject. You've been found out, you little thief. Spike, call the cops.
Good idea. But before I do, can I tempt you to a cup of wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee?
What? Are you kidding me? We catch a thief in the act of ripping off a priceless family heirloom. We have him tied to a chair. We as good as get a confession out of him. I ask you to call the cops, and then you ask me if I want a cup of wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee? You must be utterly insane. Of course I do.
I knew you couldn't resist the smooth flavor and tempting aroma of wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee, Paul.
I don't mind telling you, Spike, there's no other cup of coffee I'll drink than smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee. And starting next year, there'll be 2 flavors to choose from, original and decaffeinated.
Decaffeinated? What in the world is that?
Decaffeinated is a brand new flavor, and you'll only find it from Zlanker's. Some people don't like to drink coffee late at night, and the new decaffeinated flavor is made especially for people who can't sleep at night. It's just as smooth and refreshing as regular smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee, but now with even more flavor and a special secret chemical agent to help promote sleep. So, starting next year, you can drink smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee in the morning as a pick-me-up, and the new decaffeinated, smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee at night for a restful night's sleep. Guaranteed.
So what flavor of smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee do you want, Paul?
I'll take a smooth, flavorful cup of original smooth, wild-grown Zlanker's mountain-grown coffee. Thank you very much. Looks like this is going to be a long night.
Say now there, Mr. Higginbotham, I can't help but repeat that you've got entirely the wrong fellow for this little wild goose chase of yours.
Oh, no, we haven't.
I simply must disagree.
All the evidence stacks up. It's an open and shut case. We found the angel in your apartment 3 hours after she went missing from ours. You were here around the time she went missing. There can be no other suspect.
Ah, but you see, I wasn't actually in your apartment now, was I?
Yes, you were. You were at the door.
I was at the door, but I wasn't in the apartment. There's no possible way I could have taken your angel from where I was.
I don't care how you did it. The fact is that we found...
Paul, quick! What time is it?
What?
What time is it?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock? Oh, now we're in trouble. 8 o'clock is when I told everyone to arrive for the Christmas party.
What? 8 o'clock? I thought we agreed on 8:30.
Well, we did, but I put 8 o'clock on the invites because the number 3 key on the typewriter's broken.
Wait a minute. The O key is broken too. How did you type o'clock?
Well, I put a clack.
A clack? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it did in context. I wrote it in a Boston accent.
So how did you write the rest of it?
How do you mean?
Well, we live in apartment 3 at 33 Bonobo Street.
Well, I put the invites in the typewriter upside down and I put a capital E instead of a 3 and I used zeros for the O's.
Well, I suppose that would work.
Yeah, it took me a few tries to get it right, but I got there in the end. I had a few that I messed up where I typed some of the other letters upside down, but I just threw those ones away.
Oh no, that will be the first guest here already.
Hello, my name is being Sergei Shutka, and I am coming from Moscow. I saw your Christmas party advertised in the dumpster. Am I being in the right place to be having the party?
You know, maybe I should have torn them up first.
Look, we have to get rid of Jack before the other guests arrive. I can't have our guests asking why we have a man tied to a chair against his will. It's not that sort of party.
So what are we going to do?
We can't call the police. It will take too long for them to get here. And the last thing we need is the police milling around.
Say there, fellas, why not just let me go free and we can forget this whole misunderstanding?
Oh, why don't you stop annoying people?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Someone's at the door. Quick, help me lift Jack up and we can put him in the closet.
In the closet?
Yes, there's nowhere else to put him where he'll be out of sight. This party is too important to mess up. I invited the mayor of the city and several important members of city council. There's at least 3 foreign delegates and members of the UN Security Council coming too. Not to mention members of the press, several socialites, and a few film stars.
Wow, that's quite a list.
Yeah, who did you invite?
My Aunt Mildred and a couple of homeless guys.
You did what? Come on, hurry up. Put him in here and close the door.
Say now, fellas, did I ever happen to mention to you that I suffer terribly from claustrophobia?
You suffer from what?
Claustrophobia.
What? You're scared of Santa? Wow, bad time of the year for you.
No, claustrophobia is a fear of confined spaces.
Sorry, no time to hear the rest of that story.
I'll get it. Is my tie straight?
You're not wearing a tie.
Well, is my shirt straight?
You're not wearing a shirt.
Well, is my sweater straight?
It's as straight as a sweater can be.
Good. You're great. So glad you could come to our little festive soiree. Do come in, and my associate will be happy to take your coat and get you some refreshments.
Certainly, Your Mayorness. Walk this way. May I take your coat? Thank you. And your robes? Thank you. And your crown? Thank you. Your decorative mayoral chain? Thank you. Your secondary robes? Thank you. Hat? Thank you. Scarf? Thank you. Sweater? Thank you. Boots? Thank you. Third robes and auxiliary crown? Oh, thank you. Why, Mayor, I must say you look so much thinner in real life than you do on TV.
Well, don't just stand there gabbing. Get his worship a drink.
Yeah, of course. Let me just put these things in the closet.
No, wait. Don't open them.
Oh, alas, say, can I come out now and...
Well, your mayorosity, you're probably wondering who that man in the closet is. Well, it's a funny story. It's my,
cousin.
Yeah, that's it, my cousin. And he's in the closet because
he likes the dark.
That's right, he likes the dark a lot. And he doesn't like light, so he's in there because where he comes from, it's always dark.
Yes, you see, he's from Norway. And he's spending the holidays with us. And because Norway is dark for 6 months out of the year, he likes to feel more at home by spending time in the closet under a bunch of coats.
Brilliant! Are you all right in there, Sven? Yes! Hey, he's having a great time. Like Disneyland in there for him. We went shopping the other day, and he wouldn't even go outside unless he had a blindfold on and a sheet over his head, and we walked into Mrs. Smith at the grocer's, and she said, "Oh, it's a bit late for Halloween." It's a bit late for Halloween, isn't it?
Will you just go get the mayor a drink, please?
Right. Okay, come on through to the kitchen, your worship.
Bishop, do come in. So glad you could make it. And I see you've brought the governor and the ranking members of the UN General Assembly. Just throw your coats in the closet, and don't mind the man in there. He's from Norway. Ladies and gentlemen, you ain't heard nothing yet. Who better to start our Christmas party off than Mr. Al Jolson?
Of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. And I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. May all your Christmases
No, thank you, Your Highness. I hope your own party at the palace is as interesting as this one. Good night.
Phew. Now that was a party.
What a great time. I'll never forget watching Alfred Hitchcock dance with the Dalai Lama for as long as I live.
Yeah, and what about that impromptu stand-up comedy routine that Bob Hope did?
Yes, amazing, with Mahatma Gandhi beating him to the punchline.
Best Christmas party ever.
Yes, it was. Glenn Miller and Billie Holiday doing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas with Judy Garland really rounded out the night.
The sight of you and Gene Krupa doing the drum solo using pots and pans and wooden spoons, and with, of all people, Herbert Hoover on the washboard. That was epic, my friend. Simply epic.
Yes, sirree. This party will go down in history.
You know, I wish my camera wasn't broken. Nobody will ever believe us that it actually happened.
Yeah, and you know, you'd never think that so many people would fit into this tiny little room.
It's amazing, isn't it? I counted 93 people.
93?
Yep. Well, 92 once the Pope left.
He sure took exception to the fact that someone spiked the eggnog with rum, didn't he?
No. He was upset because we didn't spike the eggnog with rum. blasphemy, he said.
Ah, amazing. He didn't think it was blasphemy enough not to pause under the mistletoe on his way out the door, though.
Yeah, but Marlena Dietrich was having none of it, did you notice?
No, she wouldn't. She plays the sex kitten on the screen, but she's a little angel in real life.
An angel? Really?
Oh, that reminds me. We had better get Jack out of the closet.
Who?
Jack! You remember, the guy who stole our Christmas tree angel?
Oh, him! I'll go grab a couple of drinks and then we can call the police and let them deal with him.
Good plan.
Well, here's your drink. I'll bring it over to you and... Whoa! Ouch!
What happened there? Did you trip over the pattern on the carpet again?
I don't know what I tripped over. Whoa! There's a hole in the floor!
A hole?
Yeah, look at that. A dirty great hole right in the middle of the floor. How did nobody else notice that during the party? You can see right down into it, all the way down into Jack's apartment.
What? Into his apartment?
Yeah.
Wait a minute here. How far away is that hole from the Christmas tree?
Oh, I don't know, 6 feet or so. Look at that, I can see his radio from here. Wait a minute, that's my radio.
Uh-oh. I think I know what happened.
I know what happened. He asked if he could borrow it to listen to the World Series last October and he never brought it back up.
No, I know what happened with the hole in the floor.
What?
The angel made the tree top-heavy, remember? And it kept leaning from side to side, so we tried to straighten it up and it fell forward. When the angel fell off the tree, it must have gone right through the floor and into Jack's apartment.
Well, it's certainly heavy enough, and falling from the tree would have given it pretty good momentum. That's why it was just lying there in the middle of the floor instead of being hidden away.
Oh boy, I think we owe poor Jack an apology.
Jack, are you in there?
Of course he's in there. He's been tied to a chair since 8 o'clock. Where's he going to go? Back to Norway? Listen, Jack, I've got something to tell you. Spike and I, we've made a terrible mistake. You were quite right. We did have the wrong guy. It turns out that it was all a big misunderstanding. The angel fell through the floor and into your apartment, and we just assumed you took it. I'm really sorry, Jack. If it's any consolation, and if you think you could forgive us, we'll untie you and, well, we'd be honored if you would come out and join us for a Christmas drink. Will you do that, Jack? Jack? Come on, Jack. Can't we just forget the whole thing? Jack? Well, he's not answering.
Uh-oh.
You think he's dead?
Well, he did have some pretty heavy coats on him.
Jack? Can you hear us, Jack?
Knock once for alive and knock twice for dead.
Nothing.
Well, that's encouraging.
Why?
Because he didn't knock twice for dead.
You nincompoop. His hands are tied. Look, Jack, we're really, really sorry. Can we all be friends again?
We'll let you borrow anything you want.
Will you be quiet? That's the last thing we want. Jack, come on out. Let's have a nice drink together, huh? Can we? Jack? He's fast asleep.
Well, it does look pretty cozy in there.
Jack, wake up. Jack, wake up. Come on, Jack.
No, it's no good. The aftershave isn't waking him up. I've got an idea. It's crazy, but it might just work.
This is crazy. It will never work.
Are you kidding? Think about it. We kidnapped a man. We tied him to a chair and we kept him in a small, confined space and threw jackets at him for 3 hours. Men have gone to Sing Sing for less. We were ready to call the cops on him. What's stopping him calling the cops on us? Untie him gently and I'll get started.
Right.
Jack. Listen to me. This is the ghost of... Wait, who am I the ghost of?
I don't know.
This is the ghost of someone you knew once.
What? Who? Now, what's going on here?
Ooh, you're having a dream of some sort. I am a ghost. Don't look at my face.
I wish we all had that option.
Tonight you will be visited by 3 ghosts. Listen to them well.
The three ghosts?
Yes! Ooh, here's one now! Ooh, hello, first ghost. How's the wife and kid?
Knock it off. Ooh, Jack, I am the ghost of Christmas past, and I am here to show you a little boy. Do you know who that little boy is?
Well, now, is it Mickey Rooney?
No, it's Mickey Rooney. Where did that come from? No, ooh, it's you, Jack, it's you.
Ooh, I'm Tiny Jack. Nobody likes me because I keep borrowing things from people and I don't give them back.
You don't want to be like that, Jack. Ooh, see the error of your ways.
Ooh, it's me again, the original ghost of that person you knew that's dead now. The first one. Ooh, look, here's another ghost coming. The ghost of Christmas yet to come. Ooh.
It's me, the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
Ooh, you look a bit like the last one. Are you brother?
Shh. The ghost of Christmas yet to come is who I am. Ooh, I'm going to show you an old man. Do you know who that old man is?
Is it Lionel Barrymore?
Where is he getting this from? It's so random.
Get back into character.
Ooh, no, the old man is you. You as an old man.
Ooh, I'm old Jack, and I'm about to die alone because nobody likes me, because I take their stuff all the time.
You don't want to die alone, do you, Jack?
No, I don't want to die alone.
Change your ways. Ooh.
Right, that's us away, Jack. Remember what the ghost said.
Well, now, hold on a moment here. You said there was going to be three ghosts.
We did three, didn't we?
I think so. We did Christmas past, Christmas yet to come. Oh, we forgot Christmas present.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Woo! He's in the mirror. The ghost of Christmas present is watching your every move, all day, every day, to make sure you don't take people's stuff anymore. He'll always be watching, Jack. Always watching. And by the way, we put a crazy ghost dream into your head that the two handsome guys upstairs accused you of stealing something and then kidnapped you. It was all a dream, and none of it happened. Ooh.
Ooh. Right, run.
Well, that was brilliant, even if I do say so myself. The ghost of Christmas present, staring at him in the mirror. Genius. So, Machiavellian. Now, every time he shaves, he'll think it's a ghost staring at him.
Sort of creepy, though. I mean, that's the stuff that nightmares are made of.
Well, it serves him right.
Serves him right? We kidnapped him, remember? We accused him of doing something he didn't do. We tied him to a chair and held him hostage in a tiny closet for 3 hours with coats on top of him. We thought he was dead. And then, to ice the cake, we made him think the whole thing was a dream and that he was the one at fault and that we had nothing to do with it.
Well, yeah, but he had my Sherlock Holmes hat. I'd say that calls us even.
Well, I did wonder what's in your head while it was missing.
Yes, but I got it back from our dear stalker downstairs.
Doyle, bet that made you feel good.
It's Maury Otter.
It's a baker's treat to see it back on your head.
Yes, I assume that's the final problem we'll have from him.
That's good news.
Yes, I always knew we'd brim him to justice.
It certainly caps off a great Christmas Eve.
Indeed. It's good to finally get ahead in life.
It's really been the peak moment of the evening.
Krill be sure not to let it out of my sight again.
Yamika, me laugh with that one.
Hell, I am the crown prince of comedy.
You know, we should stop these jokes before we get mortar bored with them.
Oh, but I adore making them.
No, it's very tiring, I must confess. Well, it's getting late. I suppose we better get ready for bed. I'll go get the stockings and nail them up on the mantelpiece.
Don't just throw them up all slapdash. Stockings must be hung by the chimney with care. 'Tis the night before Christmas, and inside our dwelling something has died from what I am smelling.
No creature expired inside of our room. I hung up our socks, you great big buffoon.
Those socks you are hanging, of generous size, are quickly attracting a large swarm of flies.
I can't find our stockings, and so I suppose we'll just have to hope Santa Claus holds his nose.
A clean Christmas stocking is what Santa loves. To handle those things, he'll need large rubber gloves.
Sarcasm, my friend, methinks should be resting. So tell me, oh smart one, then what's your suggestion?
To suggest that St. Nick touched those things is obscene. So why don't you hang up some socks that are clean?
This footwear debate is creating a rift. A used sock has stretched and can handle more gifts.
It's not that I want to appear as a moan, but those socks you hung up could walk out on their own.
Good heavens, from downstairs a very loud clatter. Should we both venture down to see what is the matter?
Those noises, I doubt, will require much inspection. It sounds like our neighbor just saw his reflection.
You instilled in him that thing which man fears the most, the unflinching presence of permanent ghosts.
A long winter's nap, tucked up tight in his bed, will give him to know there is nothing to dread.
With the spirit of Christmas, I find myself full. Do you happen to know if we'll have a white Yule?
I've not seen the forecast, I'm sorry to say. You'll have to check weather the old-fashioned way.
A red sky at night? Is that what we need? Do I have to prognosticate using seaweed?
Not so complex. The solution is neat. Tear open the shutters and look at the street.
Ah, right. To the window. That's where I am going. And I'll soon find out if indeed it is snowing.
So, what can you see? Is there snow on the ground? Is a blanket of white stuff the thing that you found?
Not so much, my old friend, as I'm sad to exclaim that the moon's giving luster to cold, heavy rain.
Wait a second. You hear that? A rattle and more. It sounds like there's somebody opening our door.
Yes, I hear it too. Now I know what you meant. Hey, it might be the landlord demanding his rent.
When it comes to collecting, our landlord's no slouch. So quick, we should hide. Get behind this here couch.
I'll turn off the lights and the couch can obscure us. Since we don't have his rent, our landlord will be furious.
No, I don't think it's him. This must all be a joke. He's munching a pipe, and our landlord don't smoke.
Well, what to my wondering eyes has appeared but a jolly red chap with a large festive beard?
But there's no ho-ho-ho and no sleigh bells were ringing. I don't know if I sing from the hymn sheet you're singing.
How exciting! It's giving me great satisfaction to see old St. Nicholas live, here, in action!
He's wearing black boots and his clothes are quite sooty. It just doesn't add up. Take a much closer looky.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you'd be that thick. Look, he's dressed all in fur. Why, it must be St. Nick.
A fur jacket's behind the conclusion you drew? If it really was Santa, he'd have come down the flue.
Just because it appeared that he got in here criminally? You're forgetting, you dolt, that we don't have a chimney.
The signs that it's Santa are hardly so plenty. St. Nick's not the type to do breaking and entry.
The twinkly eyes, the red cherry nose, the snowy white beard, the black-booted toes?
That's no way of gauging if it's really him. Plus, Santa is fat, and that guy is thin.
You're nuts. It's clearly the genuine dude. If he hears you back here, he'll think you're so rude.
But look, he's not taking toys out of his pack. He's putting our property into his sack.
That's odd. I agree, and he's moving with zeal as our personal stuff he continues to steal.
The beard and the suit fooled you chapter and verse. If this guy is Santa, he's been put in reverse.
All right, so I'm thinking that you might be right. He's packed up our stuff and about to take flight.
It's important to gain complete satisfaction that you and I both spring right into action.
I'll jump right up and I'll turn on the light. You grab him and then we'll get set for a fight.
Just give me a second and I'll be right over to pummel and punch this Claus-esque interloper.
Pull off his beard and then we can see who's under the man he's purporting to be.
I'm shocked, I'm confused. The burglar who dares is none other than Mr. Jack Flares from downstairs.
I know what you did, and I'm finally snapping. Accusations of theft, and then a kidnapping? I'm taking the stuff that I borrowed to mine, and then I'll keep it there for a period of time. I won't call the cops, not today, not tomorrow, if I get from you gents, and at least I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Jack.
All right then, that's better. And before I take flight, Merry Christmas to you, and to you a good night.
Can we stop rhyming now?
Yeah, that's a good idea. It was fun for a while, but some of those rhymes were getting ridiculous.
I know, right? Chimney? Still, I suppose it's easier than 5 minutes of iambic pentameter.
Hey, don't even talk like that. This is Christmas. I don't want any of those satanic pentameters drawn anywhere.
Iambic pentameter, you idiot. Not satanic... Oh, never mind. I'm going to bed.
Paul?
What?
I can't sleep.
Why not?
I'm too excited. I can't sit still. I can't keep my eyes closed.
Oh, good grief. Well, try. If you're not asleep, Santa Claus can't come.
I know. I just can't. I'm too wound up.
He knows when you're sleeping, you know. He might be standing outside the door right now, tapping his foot and looking at his watch, waiting for us to fall asleep. We might be holding up his whole evening.
I wonder if he'll bring you that Sherlock Holmes hat you asked for. You won't need it now that you've got your own one back.
Well, that's okay. I'll have a spare. So get to sleep so I can get it.
How do you think he does it?
Does what?
How does he know when we're sleeping?
I don't know, and I don't care. Go to sleep so it can come.
I told you I can't.
Well, try counting sheep or something.
Okay, good idea. 1, 2, 3.
Quietly.
Oh,
What are you doing? Get back into bed.
I got to 10, now I need my toes to get to 20.
Oh, for goodness sake. All right, count something slower, so getting to 10 takes more time. Count elephant. They're much slower than sheep.
Okay. Oh, no!
What now?
Well, elephants can't jump. They crushed the fence they were trying to jump over.
Gives me strength. Here, try reading a book.
What book?
This one, I've finished with it.
A Christmas Carol? Great! Is there singing in it?
Singing? You numbskull. It's the one with Scrooge and the ghosts.
Oh, I remember, of course. That's the one where Scrooge gets visited by the ghost of Christmas presents.
Present.
What?
The ghost of Christmas present.
Oh, I see. Well, he had been a misery all year. It stands to reason he'd only get one. Quite frankly, he's lucky he didn't get a lump of coal after all the moaning and groaning he'd been doing.
Will you stop flapping your jaws so I can get to sleep? Read the book.
Oh, right. Sorry.
And quietly.
Oh, yeah, right. Hey, Paul?
What?
What does emphatically mean?
It's when you say something very directly.
Like how? Use it in a sentence.
How about this? Please let me sleep, or I'll crack you over the head with a hammer, Paul stated emphatically.
Oh, right. Hey, Paul. What does unhallowed mean?
Oh, for the love of... Look, I can't sleep if you're asking me questions. You can't sleep if you're asking me questions, and Santa can't come if we're not asleep. Just put the book down, turn the light off, and go to sleep.
Okay, sorry. It's not my fault if I don't know the meaning of big words.
Sleep.
Right, sorry. Hey, Paul,
What now?
could you
What?
crack me over the head with a hammer?
What?
Crack me over the head with a hammer.
Really?
Yeah, to knock me out. Just lightly, hard enough to knock me out, but not hard enough to send me to the hospital again.
Hey, you asked for it that time.
I know, but would you? Would you be a pal and knock your best friend on the head with a hammer?
Buddy, after the last 5 minutes, nothing would give me greater pleasure.
Not too hard, remember?
All right. You ready?
I'm ready. Oh, Paul,
What?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Ow.
You've been listening to Paul and Spike, performed and transcribed in Hollywood for the International Radio 6 Broadcasting System. Stay tuned for the news, followed by Honky Bazooka's Banjo Blues Christmas Spectacular on many of these same stations. I'm your announcer, Blitz Inkley Flagberjob, wishing you all a good night and a very Merry Christmas.
A Radio 6 production from the USA. Copyright 2010.